Barack Obama is the 44th President of the United States of America, winner of the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize. Prior to being elected president, he was a federal senator from Illinois. He is considered an iconic figure in world politics for being the first African American to become President of the United States. You can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. When times get tough, we don't give up. We get up. When ignorant folks want to advertise their ignorance, you don't really have to do anything. You just let them talk. Change is never easy, but always possible. If somebody is different from you, that's not something you criticize, that's something that you appreciate. Just because we have the best hammer does not mean that every problem is a nail. Our destiny is not written for us, but by us. We did not come to fear the future. We came here to shape it. Where you are right now doesn't have to determine where you end up. When our interests and values are at stake, we have a responsibility to act. If you give up on the idea that your voice can make a difference, then other voices will fill the void. The future belongs to young people with an education and the imagination to create. The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. It's not just enough to change the players. We've got to change the game. If you're a strong man, you should not feel threatened by strong women. A change is brought about because ordinary people do extraordinary things. No religion is responsible for terrorism. People are responsible for violence and terrorism. Love and hope can conquer hate. What makes you a man is not the ability to make a child, it's the courage to raise one. A child's course in life should be determined not by the zip code she's born in, but by the strength of her work ethic and the scope of her dreams. The sweetest sound I know is the Muslim call to prayer. The future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. The future is ours to win, but to get there we can't just stand still. Persevere. Nothing worthwhile is easy. We may not be able to stop evil in the world, but how we treat one another is entirely up to us. Reading is important. If you know how to read, then the whole world opens up to you. Don't just buy a new video game, make one. Don't just download the latest app, help design it. Find somebody to be successful for, raise their hopes, rise to their needs. Don't just get involved, fight for your seat at the table. Better yet, fight for a seat at the head of the table. Greatness is never free, it must be earned. It should be the power of our vote, not the size of our bank accounts, that drives our democracy. The best judge of whether or not a country is going to develop is how it treats its women. Who you are and who you love should never be a fireable offense. We must act, knowing that our work will be imperfect. Our stories may be singular, but our destination is shared. One of the best investments we can make in a child's life is high-quality early education. In case you missed it, this week, there was a tragedy in Kansas. 10,000 people died, an entire town destroyed. The thing about hip-hop today is it's smart, it's insightful. The way they can communicate a complex message in a very short space is remarkable. Every life must be given the chance to realize its full potential, that every life matters. We will convey our deep appreciation for the Islamic faith, which has done so much over the centuries to shape the world, including in my own country. If I did not love America, I wouldn't have moved here from Kenya. We don't ask you to believe in our ability to bring change, rather, we ask you to believe in yours. No one built this country on their own. This nation is great because we built it together. I don't think that Donald Trump is qualified to be President of the United States, and every time he speaks, that opinion is confirmed. The real test is not whether you avoid failure, because you won't. It's whether you let it harden or shame you into inaction, or whether you learn from it. If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. Reading makes all other learning possible. We have to get books into our children's hands early and often. We don't turn back. We leave no one behind. We pull each other up. Islam has a proud tradition of tolerance. I believe that this country succeeds when everyone gets a fair shot, when everyone does their fair share, when everyone plays by the same rules. We as a country have to do some soul searching. The future must not belong to those who slander the Prophet of Islam. In the face of impossible odds, people who love this country can change it. The best anti-poverty program is a world-class education. I wish the country had fewer lawyers and more engineers. Each of us deserves the freedom to pursue our own version of happiness. No one deserves to be bullied. If we aren't willing to pay a price for our values, then we should ask ourselves whether we truly believe in them at all. Don't shortchange the future because of fear in the present. History doesn't always move in a straight line. Sometimes it zigs and zags. Excuses are tools of the incompetent used to build bridges to nowhere and monuments of nothingness. Empathy is a quality of character that can change the world. We can't expect to solve problems if all we do is tear each other down. You can disagree with a certain policy without demonizing the person who espouses it. For the sake of our children and our future, we must do more to combat climate change.